World War III has quickly become my new favourite pastime, after breathing Bob Ross and meth, but unlike Bob Ross, I'm unlikely to fall asleep playing this game. Early access usually screams, "Don't touch this, oh god, what's wrong with you?" However, World War III is fairly solid in its current state. It reminds me a lot of Battlefield 3, a game I truly adore, and, whilst it had issues, that game was one I dominated in, such as the time that I wanted to prove how overpowered a weapon was and casually got over 100 kills in a 1000 ticket match in Op Metro. Customization is the first thing you'll notice with this game. Well, actually the game is, because after completing getting logged in, it really wants you to play a first game really quickly before opening up any of the settings or creating a class. Once you're finally free, you can go to town and creating anything from the limited selection of weapons on offer. Sights, barrels, rails, ammo types, magazine sizes, other cosmetics, anything. Take that, Battlefield. You can also pick and choose armor types, because yes, this game has body armor. Removes a portion of skill and can be frustrating when encountering someone who has a ton of it, but we'll see. Weight becomes a factor when creating a class. Light allows for fast movement, but you'll likely be lacking in armor and firepower. Medium is a good all-rounder, favouring either firepower or armor. Heavy is anything you want, both armor and firepower. Your character can also be customized. Just as a side note, if you pick any other voice other than British, you're missing out.
Heavy! Wreck it up! Ah! They got me! Light enemy! Get him! Yeah, son of!
Combat. Fluid, tense, fun. Vaulting is still stupid, but they're seemingly working on that slowly. Guns handle well, and recoil is down to the caliber of weapon, not just the plot. I refuse to let the title of Early Access give any freebies, so I'm going to go full ham with this. Too often do I find myself shooting through a barrier or fence, only to find the bullets getting rammed up in there, making a home for the winter. The enemy, upon seeing this, take delight and introduce me to a few of their friends, namely Copper, Pointy, and Mr. Ouch Ouch Bleed-A-Lot. I found sniping to be hit or miss. It can be very satisfying or frustrating when a shot looks perfect only to miss entirely or only do 20 damage. I have a love-hate relationship with the minimap, in that I love hating it, or at least I would do, but World War III takes an unconventional route of having it hide away, only showing up when a recon plane is airborne. Okay, that's fine I guess, although, conjecture, why? That's stupid. How can you learn a map without having a map? Given how faded the point markers are, as well as their size not being an accurate representation of how far away they are, moving around is troublesome. It also removes the need for a suppressor, as you won't have to worry about appearing on the map to be detected. Kill streaks are rewarded through points earned. Points make prizes, and the prizes usually help kill things. Cool. Points carry between lives, so you don't have to worry about dying. Prizes range from a UAV to spot things and wake up the minimap, to a full tank. Strangely, the Russian one costs more, but hey, these can all be customized again like the weapons, so you can have the cheapest tank out there at 3,000 points, or the most expensive one at many more. At the moment, there's only one battle mode over a handful of maps. To my understanding, there are currently 3 maps. But they're big. Think the biggest map in Battlefield, and they're about all that big. Very good. They're also based on real locations, so I can't wait to see the London map. Hint, hint. There are also relatively very few people per match. I haven't sat and counted like a normal person would, but whatever the number, it's too low. Be it a limitation of the servers or not enough people, the population is lacking, which makes areas feel empty and have long times between seeing someone. Other general bits, mainly points I've noticed. Loading screens are a little bland. It could do with a map title, battle type, gameplay tips, and so on. Spawning can only be done on the squad leader or point you control that doesn't have hostiles within the capture zone. The problem is, if you're squad leader, it limits where you can spawn a little. Not that it matters, because most of the time the squad leader spawn mechanic doesn't work. Probably a bug. An important factor that Call of Duty has managed to get right is spawn delay. You get shot, you die, respawn. It's instant, so you continue the fun and action. In Battlefield, and yes, I will still compare this game to Battlefield because I feel that this has potential to be better. No loot boxes, so it's already winning. The spawn timer is around 5 seconds. Enough time for you to plan your next move, select the right class, and deploy where you want. I've experienced delays of 15 seconds in waiting to deploy in World War III. That's not fun. It's frustrating, especially when I can see a red dot moving to a cap point and miss out on defending it by 1 second because I was waiting to respawn. 10 seconds would be plenty of time, especially when kill cams are introduced. Currently they're absent. Lastly, the weapons are limited. Granted, yes, it's early and there's a lot of work that goes into making each weapon part of the game, and each one is gorgeous and feels unique. but there's just not many. I personally would want to see more weapons like the 5.7, L85A2, Intervention, M4, P90, FAMAS, and the MP5. I don't know what the devs in mind, but there are a few suggestions for you. Overall, World War 3 is a fantastic game, even in this early stage. The devs released the patch notes early so you can read what's coming up, and the attention to detail is fantastic. A few small issues plague it, but they can mostly be chalked down to early access. Gunplay is solid and satisfying. Spotting is sketchy at best, with it not working half the time. I'm convinced I'm the only person who knows how to spot things. It's the X key, guys, by the way, right between prone and crouch. It's funny to see this game come out in a market which has moved away from modern or future time periods, but this game doesn't overinflate what it has. There are no exosuits or crazy robots to destroy the world. Plus, given how the recent stream of World War I and II games have been lacking, the modern era setting isn't as off-putting as it might sound. If you enjoy good shooters, tight action, and large arenas of war, World War 3 is the game for you. Currently £25 on Steam and in early access. But I will personally be getting a lot of mileage out of this game for a long time.